Bro, I
Yeah,
got like half a flush and had to throw the tub away.
yeah. There's some strains too. I mean, you can't even fart in the same room, or else they just
Good
poop
for them.
green. They catch everything, dude. Those are the ones that'll fuck your whole grow up. That type of stuff.
Yeah.
I always tell people if you're gonna do stuff with a super weak immune system, just do a small grow. You know that you can really control and pay attention to.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people they want to do like a nice little grow, but then they want to do all of these crazy strains. It's like not a good idea.
Yeah. I try to stick with like 5 or 6, and that's about it.
That's a lot. Shit.
I mean, you know,
Well, no, it's not bad. I'm not mad at it.
because like I like to have options,
Oh
and
yeah, for sure.
I like to have a ring. You know what I mean? Like something less potent, something more potent, something in the middle. So
Yeah. Um, for a long time, I only grew liquid gold just because I was just like growing bulk.
yeah,
There was just like it was just it was like clockwork. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. That's like
Everything
gold.
spawned together. Everything fruits together.
Yeah,
Yeah. You're always gonna have to switch things up a little bit, whether it's time or whatever. For different strains.
yeah. I never tried the liquid gold.
Yeah, I have it available.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I haven't grown it since I started vending. Actually, I did one bag grow, and I didn't like the way it fruited that well in bags. And I
yeah.
haven't really worked on it to fruit in bags, just because I've only recently started doing bags in the summer, in July
Oh
actually. That was my first grow bag.
yeah. I think for me, my space is incredibly small, and I can only really grow 7 tubs at a time. So the bag option actually was introduced to me by your page, and then I did that 10 pound bag and the 5 pound bag, and I was like, holy shit, this is freaking awesome because I'm getting the same basic, yield out of a bag, which takes up much less space. I can fit like 30 bags in here if I wanted to.
Yeah, for the amount of space that you can fit two 66 quart sterilite monotubs,
Yeah.
you can fit let me see. So yeah, you can fit 12 to 16 10-pound unicorn bags.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
they're the same size, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I,
yeah, I pull more off bags for sure, especially if the genetics are um, tailored to bags specifically.
yeah.
Not that I pull more, but I pull more faster.
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah. And I like the hands off approach to the bag setup. The bag tech is like, I don't even got to touch it. With the tubs, every now and then I'm misting, I'm fanning, and it's just a little bit more to do.
Oh yeah, tubs are inferior to bags in my opinion, and a lot of people it's hard for them to get over the fact that they're not seeing a full tub. But it's like, man, you got to try it. The bags are better.
Dude,
Fruits
I
grow
got
more dense and healthier. Um,
yeah,
just like the actual, they have so much more bag appeal when they're dry.
dude, I got 1,400 grams of steel mag from that 10 pound bag, and I was blown away. That's the biggest flush I'd ever gotten, and I'm running 66 quart tubs.
There's Wesley Stipes, dude. He's a pirate. Yeah, so yeah, you're pulling 140 grams off of one flush with the steel mag. You said.
1,400.
Yeah, yeah. So dry, that'd be about
It was
over.
about actually like 150. I got a little bit. I did a little better than I normally do
That's
with
not
V.
bad, bro. That's not bad at all.
Yeah, I was real happy.
Yeah, that steel mag is crazy. That mushroom is fucking nuts.
Yeah, I got another bag of it ready to go. I'm gonna be doing it later tonight after we're done here. That's
Hell yeah.
going in. And I got your mountain magnolia that just finished. That's going in. So
Yeah, Mountain Mag, that's a good one. I've only ran it. I've only ran it once, and I was really happy with it. I was bummed out that I didn't make more bags of it, but I've got more going. Got Spencer's going too.
nice.
Oh yeah, looking forward to that one.
Yeah, those are nice. They're dry a lot better than the steel mags when they dry. The steel mags really get ugly and nasty looking when they dry, but the blue mag steel mag cross is really nice. They stay basically. It looks like they were just picked. I was really surprised.
Really?
Yeah, they look
The
very nice.
what did you say? What did you say was the cross for the mountain magnolia?
Blue mag and steel mag.
Gotcha. I don't know, man. My steel mags that grew were fat and dense, and even after the drying, they looked good. Just
Yeah,
blue as all hell, and everybody that looked at them is like, "Holy shit, these things
well,
are beautiful."
they still look fucking amazing. I don't mean it like that.
Yeah,
Just wait till you do the mountain mag.
yeah.
You'll see what I mean. Yeah, dude, steel mag is honestly that's the best mushroom I've ever worked with. Besides
I
like
would say,
some strains that no one knows about, but as far as like mainstream strains, the
yeah.
steel magnolia is just solid, dude. It's my favorite as
Yeah.
far as like mainstream stuff goes.
Hey, have you ever ran albino Gumby?
Yeah, got
Someone
that.
gave me with an order, and I'm running it for the first time, and I gotta tell you, that thing colonized faster than anything I've ever had.
Yeah, fruit's really crazy too.
Yeah.
The fruit's fast. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of all of Wombat's stuff. No, nothing against him. I think he's probably a great dude and he's a genius. It just a lot of his stuff, they're just puny little mushrooms, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't like the puny ones because pitch and a half to clean it all. When you got mushrooms,
Yeah.
cutting the off everything. I mean, it's just a mess. I like the big ones. Like Louis Vuitton is real easy. I clean that in 15 minutes.
Louis Vuitton is really nice.
I'm running them right now. I got 3 tubs going of it, or 2 tubs going of it. I just harvested one, posted a few things about it the other day.
Nice. Where did you get that culture from?
PGT.
Yeah, that's he's probably running someone out of the something out of the same cut as Basidium Equilibrium, I'd imagine. He probably got his spores or his cut from Boss.
Probably. I'm not sure.
I know those guys chat, they mingle, you know. But yeah, I think the Basidium Equilibrium originally created the Louis Vuitton.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think so.
They're cool, man. They run good. They get fat as all hell and dense as hell.
That's just
I
a
like
solid fucking mushroom right there, dude.
what?
Louis Vuitton's just solid.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly what you want. Something like that. What up, Jay?
There's a different grower that came up with Louis Vuitton. I don't remember exactly who it was, though.
Who was it?
I don't remember exactly who it was, but I know it's not Boss.
It's
I'd
not
have to
Boss?
look at it. I would have to look it up. I know that he gets credited with a lot of strains, but
Yeah.
he releases a lot of other people's stuff.
Oh,
So, but it's somebody else. It's probably on his website somewhere who exactly it is.
Yeah, I don't know. Um, Boss has some nice shit. I've never bought from him, but I hear sometimes it looks like his pictures and sometimes it doesn't. That's just what I hear.
it's worried about the pictures as long as it grows well. You
What's
know,
that?
I'm not worried about that. My main deal is, can I grow it well, and is it relatively contamination proof? Because I do my best to keep a sterile environment, but it's not the best of conditions,
Yeah.
So I do what I can.
Yeah. You can make any mushroom look like anything.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, if someone buys a culture and it's a Dave Wombat culture, right? And then they grow it out and it looks nothing like a Dave Wombat culture. They hit up the vendor and they say, dude, it doesn't look anything like that. And it's like, well, dude, you're not Dave Wombat.
Yeah, there's 50 different variables,
Yeah, it's like there's a lot of times when I sell someone a culture and they grow it, and they ask me, hey, guess what this is? I have no fucking idea because it looks nothing like the one that I grow,
Yeah.
just because of environmental factors and all sorts of stuff. I think elevation plays a role in the way they turn out.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I have actually seen a few things where people are talking about mushrooms that grow better in colder climates, warmer climates, different elevations. Like in Colorado, you grow different strains and they look different than you do, where I'm at in Georgia. So
Yeah, definitely. There's always that factor though that they're going to adapt really quickly to their environment.
Baby.
It's got to hit the agar and then get it to fruit. But I think that everybody's here, probably, right?
Yeah, sorry I was a little late. My fault. I've lost
Yeah,
track of
dude.
time.
Shame on you. Jason over here is killing it, man. He's been doing Daimon crosses and Monmon crosses. He's got
Yeah,
all this.
I just put my PNAT times Gandalf brain to sub today. So hopefully I get fruits on that one. That's my
Oh,
first
yeah.
Daimon.
Tony,
But
make sure you hit record, man.
it's recording. I'm just screen recording.
All right. Because yeah, I can't do it on my side, so just checking.
Yeah, I got it. I figured it out. Anyway, what's up, West? Bro, I got a question, Wes. What's a pirate's favorite letter? You don't know what it is? Nope.
No.
The C. All right, cool. Everybody's got their plates that we did last week, the transfers?
Yep.
Cool. So one of my plates didn't do that great. And I'm thinking that maybe there was some inconsistency in my agar. Like this was sludge from the bottom or something. And see how it's growing really slow? I'm guessing that that's because there's a lot of nutrients in this plate. So the mycelium isn't stretching looking for more nutrients. It's kind of just there chilling and eating.
I think that's what's happening on mine too. I think mine's doing that same thing because I put mine on a really nutritious plate and it's taking its damn time.
Yeah. Yours looks good, Avian. How do you say your name? Havian? Avian?
Hey, you can just call me or Javion.
Javion.
Yeah.
I was thinking Moldavite.
That too.
Moldavite. Hell yeah, Moldavite. And then I got this plate that really killed it. And what I noticed was, so if you see this transfer, and this transfer, they're all one culture. They're all growing together. So I think that if it's not a monoculture, these first three, that it's goddamn close to being a monoculture. But then this one down here, see that sector? Do you guys see that?
Mhm.
How it's kind of colliding, how the mycelium's colliding. and it's not meshing together right here. See, and then you come up here. Let me see if I can move this back. Get better light. So these top three, you can see when they touch, they all just kind of blend together. But then down here on this lower one, it's separate from them. It creates that sector. So this is two different sets of genetics. I don't know how many different genetics are in this one, but these three, like I said, there could be another dikaryon in there hiding somewhere. That just means that my first initial transfer, I took a really small piece and I really was careful about isolating and getting in between the sectors, and I was able to possibly cut out a mono. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take from these sides that aren't touching a couple transfers, put them on the plate, and then from this one that created the sector, I'm going to take one from each side and put them on the same plate and let these two grow together that I take from these two. And if they grow together, that tells me this bottom one's a monoculture. If the ones I transfer from here grow together, that tells me these ones are a monoculture. And so I got two cultures to choose from. Does that make sense? Yes? No? John gets it? Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, boy.
Yay! Thumbs up. All right. Let's get to it then. And our man, Robert fucking McDermott, he passed out with his ass out. That guy's funny. He hit me up, though. He let me know he wasn't going to make it.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, I know. I was like, what the fuck, dude?
Nah, I just ripped a glove.
First thing is I spray that hydrogen peroxide. Give it a spin. But before I do that, I'm going to look at these other plates. Still no pins forming. But I did notice on my swab plate, I've got a little hyphal knot forming on there.
Uh-oh. There you go.
You guys probably do too on yours, I'd imagine.
Not yet.
No little tiny white dots?
Not yet. Mine are too slow.
I got them on mine.
I got this new fucking tripod thing that attaches to the desk. It's pretty dope, but I'm just trying to figure it out. So quite possibly I'll be pulling a pin from this if it's the first one and if it looks good. But just because it grows a pin doesn't mean that it's a good cut. Yeah, I'd imagine that this one, so this is the one I took transfers from last time, it's almost consumed the whole plate. You see it's eating all that food coloring. Once it's done covering this plate, it's going to start fruiting, I bet. So, all right, so I'm going to go like this. Yeah. You guys see my plates good?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm hoping that during our next meeting, we have some pins that we can transfer. Does anybody use like a myco plunger or anything like that?
Yeah, I got one.
Who said that?
Pants.
Yeah, I just barely ordered one.
My girlfriend got me one for Christmas.
Dude, they're pretty
Nice.
dope. I've always made my own, right? But they're just like not the same. I want that glass one, you know. But it comes with a. I also bought the glass scalpel holder so you can sterilize it and then just set your scalpel in the holder to cool down. So I'm stoked about that because if you know, it's a bitch sometimes if you need to move your hands and you don't got a place to set your scalpel.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I got for Christmas. We'll see. I got
What do you think
myself
of
a
that?
Christmas present.
What do you think of that sterilizer thing that's like a black light? You stick your blade in. Have you tried those?
Oh, like the thermo helix?
That's what it is. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, those are just coils. Um, I think they're dope.
Yeah, they seem like they're pretty cool.
Yeah, I know the guy who makes those. He's pretty cool. Forget his name, but he's badass. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna show you.
Oh, y'all, all those mystery 1219 transfers are all looking good for everybody.
Are they?
Yeah,
Nice.
I'll get them in the mail soon.
Hell yeah, bro, I'm down. So this is an olive seed extractor.
Oh, hell yeah.
Look at
Yeah,
that
that
shit.
worked.
I kind of had to ghetto rig it, but it does the trick. It's just it's a lot of room for error. You know what I mean with contam, with that being open and stuff. But it works if you're careful.
You could even ghetto rig one out of like a mechanical pencil or something.
Yeah, or I forgot I had this.
Yeah.
I just looked up and saw this. These are I forgot. I just looked up and saw this. I forgot I had them. These are metal straws.
Oh, that's cool. Slide in and out.
Yeah, it's like this.
Well, that's what's up.
I don't remember who taught me that. But then
Somebody makes custom.
just push it like that.
Forget who.
They make custom made ones. These are also crack pipes, guys. If you want to smoke crack. All right, all right. Anyways, enough of that. Enough of that. Let's get to cutting. Cool that bad boy off. See. Actually, I'm gonna go like this, where we can see it closer. So from here, I'll take. Always take a piece from that leading edge because that's the new growth. That's where the fresh mycelium is. If you do that with every transfer, over time, your culture will stay much more vigorous. You won't ever have to go back. I don't want to say ever, but you don't want a piece of mycelium that's in the middle that's been assisting in mitosis all this time, if that makes sense. Yeah, put those two right next to each other. See if they grow together. Now, you notice I still have some mycelium that's on the edge of my plate, and I was about to take on the edge of my knife. I was about to take a transfer from that piece that was sectoring. If I do that, then I'm going to mix this DNA with that piece. So I stopped myself because I realized I want to kill that bit of mic that's on there because I don't want to have to deal with something that I think is a monoculture, and have it not be, have it hiding another set of genetics inside of it.
Have you talked about sectoring yet?
No, and actually, I was gonna make a video because I was gonna talk about it today, but I don't. I can actually probably find a plate and show you guys some sectoring. But I had taken my cuts originally. I had, like I said, I had already cut 2 cultures. So, but yeah, I can talk about it right now.
I was just kind of curious what happened, you know, because if I do one transfer and then all of a sudden it looks like 3 different cultures are coming out of the same transfer. You know, they're sectioned off. I don't know what that is. Or
So a lot of times that is sectoring. That means that your initial transfer was probably, there was a bunch of genetics that were piggybacking on themselves. Like I
okay,
talked about how it would happen if I had transferred this to this.
yeah.
Eventually it would show its teeth, you know. So I'm taking a piece from each side of this culture and letting them grow together. And if they sector, that means that this is not a complete culture. It's not an isolate.
Gotcha.
That means there's more than one piece of DNA in there. So, 4 transfers. Yeah, I was thinking that I'd get have to do more transfers before I hit a monoculture, but that could be because I cut a really good piece, or it could also mean that there wasn't a lot of spores on my swab. It could be a number of things. All right, today's the 9th, right? Or is it the 10th?
Okay.
It don't really matter, does it? We'll say 10. So this is
Yeah, it's okay.
T3 SM Multispore MS. Cool. If I had to bet, there's 2 different monos growing right there. And so that'd be cool because then essentially you wouldn't even have to grow a pin. You could just fruit these out and then go from like all of these transfers should produce really nice fruits already from the way this plate looks. Definitely. But yeah, that's cool. Every time you go back to spore, you're going to find something different. Now let me go see if I can find plate with some sectors. No, we got happy down here. We got focus boards down here. So I'll show you guys who are interested in crosses. Stuff I got going. Oh, there it is. So this is a Kid Gib F4 multispore. And about to release this. Very close to. I'm just waiting for the right time. But I'm trying to find a way that I can see it too. I don't know how to blow my picture up. All right, there it is. So, and a lot of times, just because you have a dikaryon, because you have one isolate, right? We all understand that, I hope.
Yeah.
Meaning that it's one set of monokaryons that make a dikaryon, and there's only one. That means you have a monoculture, right? So a piece of mycelium from a tissue sample, or you had isolated it from spore all the way down to one set of genetics. Just because it's a mono doesn't mean it won't appear to have sectors. It can happen all the time. It happens regularly with me, actually. So, but if you look at this, man, that light sucks. There we go. That growth, even though it's ropey, it just looks like it's colliding with itself all over. to me. Like if you look on this side,
Yeah.
just like strings, they're just growing straight, right? And then on this side, you've got like a web, right? And you've got some that are kind of going this way, uniform. And then you got another set crossing over the top of this one, kind of going the other direction. That doesn't look like this clone. See, and it's not completely uniform, but that's just because of the way the mic started to grow initially from your transfer. And it can also be ununiform and look like it has sectors like it does here, say because your culture's old and it's been sitting, and then other parts of it, it just hasn't kicked in and woken up all the way yet. Throwing it to different recipes will throw it off sometimes. There's all sorts of factors. But if you look at that overall, very uniform growth. Even the stuff down here that's not as fast, but that's probably because it grew out from underneath that pin. It's still uniform to that. If you were to like cut that piece out and cut a piece of this out, they'd look very similar still.
So, are we wanting them to look webbier like this, or do we want it to look like the straight lines that were coming out on that other plate you had?
Oh, it depends on your culture. Each phenotype is going to have its own pattern. See, so check it out. Here's another example of something cool. This Jack Frost culture, you see that? It's like a saw blade. It'll repeat that same pattern every transfer.
That is beautiful.
That's just the way that grows. My Stormtrooper does the exact same thing, but it's even prettier.
Yeah, that does look really cool.
But that's just this phenotype. It's like a fingerprint. A lot of times when people are crossing mons, so two monospores, right? In the gourmet industry or the medicinal, right? You're growing reishi or you're growing fucking morels. When they initially cross spores and they're looking for phenotypes, they're looking for different growth versus rooting them out and finding the different mushroom first. And when they find a unique growth pattern, that pretty much equates to a unique mushroom. If that makes sense.
So when we're transferring these plates, we're trying to transfer until we get a plate where it's all consistent growth like that, right?
Yeah. Ideally,
And
that's
is
what
that
you
called
want
a
to do.
dikaryon?
What's that?
Is that a dikaryon?
100%. Yeah, this is like 4 generations cloned in.
So once you get like a full plate where it's all consistent growth, then you've essentially got a dikaryon then.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. But
Because now I'm just
if
wondering
you
now
look
because I
down here,
didn't know that, and I've been sending plates to grains that obviously have different looking growth on them.
yeah,
So they're probably not growing as strong for that reason.
yeah. See, that's why I'm testing these two to see if I have to like carry on. Got to test them. And even, I mean, this isn't 100% accurate. Like you need a scope, obviously, unless you tested it several times. But as far as like what we're doing, as long as you've got fairly uniform growth and you're getting, some good rhizo, and it's not necessarily that you're isolating rhizomorphic mycelium, is what you're doing is you're isolating mycelium that will turn rhizo when it needs to. But once you have, like if I was going to throw any of this multi-spore to grain, I would throw this whole piece. Even though it's not all completely uniform, it's uniform enough. I know that there's limited enough genetics in that piece that aren't competing, that are going to turn rhizo, that it's going to do just fine for me. I'm not saying that it will be the best grow I've ever had, but it definitely, there's not a lot of genetics competing for reproduction rights, I should say, right? Because once a mushroom fruits, it gets to reproduce, and that's how nature works. It in the cow pasture, there's a lot of spores that are in that cow pie, and the only dikaryon that gets to reproduce is the fastest and the strongest.
The question. So is that what happened when I did tidal wave 2 jars. I did one from a culture that I isolated like that, and I ran one just straight off the LC. The one that I isolated is already in a tub and almost fruited. The other one that I didn't isolate first is like 10% colonized in the jar. Is that probably why that's doing that?
It could be playing a factor. I'd say that's a good guess, probably. Was the one from LC, that was from me?
Yeah, I mean it's clean, it's going, it's just slow. The one that I isolated from the same LC, I mean, I guess it's the same. It's still just
Yeah,
that
yeah.
same
So
one genetic.
that was already an isolate.
Right, right. So I guess that's really not
So
the case then.
what's
There,
happening is something environmental is affecting it.
got you, got you.
Um,
All I know is one jar took off. Like I said, I mean it's spawned and almost fruited already, and the other one's like I shook it already, but it's only like 10% colonized. It's going slow.
there's
Same as
probably a
that
little bit
corn.
of something in there, you know? Oh,
Yeah, it could have got a little bacteria or something in
yeah,
there. Who
yeah.
knows?
A lot of times, like, you think that you're inoculating something and it's staying completely sterile. It's not.
Oh
Sometimes
yeah.
it is, you know? Um, but just because it's not completely sterile doesn't mean the mic won't have any trouble eating it. You know what I mean?
Right, right, right. My golden teachers beat the heck out of bacterial contam, but
Yeah, yeah,
those are also tough. They do
yeah.
that.
Some strains will just eat bacteria.
Yeah, I mean, I swear that's what the golden teachers did because my bag was slap full of metabolites and shit when I was colonizing them. Then I moved them to a little tub because they just weren't doing great in the bag, and don't think I had enough fresh air. But as soon as I moved them to the tub, the metabolites just disappeared, and they did 7 flushes. So I'd say they pushed it away pretty good.
Hmm. Yeah, it can be a bitch. Sometimes you can wait 4 or 5 months before a mushroom figures out how to fruit in a bag.
Right. Yeah, like see, one of them fruited after like 10 days. The other one stalled for a month. But then as soon as I moved it to that tub, it pinned overnight. Like the minute I gave it more fresh air and actually like opened that up, it pinned like
Yeah.
that night.
Is it sat in that bag for so long, digesting all those enzymes
Yeah,
and all those
exactly.
carbohydrates? At the moment that you put it into the conditions it likes, it just exploded.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Sometimes the best grows are the bag that was sitting in way too much heat for way too long, and it's the bag's full of fruits, right, all over the grain, and it was just like exploding. And you don't think it's even going to fruit if you put it to sub, and you do, and it's like the best grow you've ever seen.
It's foods.
That's
Hmm.
because it's digested all that. It doesn't have to eat a little bit of corn, fruit a little bit, then eat a little bit more, then fruit a little bit, right? It just gives it all to you in one flush because it's ready to go.
Yeah. He's just been sucking up all that energy that whole time. Yeah, that
Yep.
makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is what I was going to show you guys. I know I talked to Jason about this. Man, this is freaking light. All right. So this piece is the same as this piece. After I transferred this piece, I realized I didn't want to wait that long for them to grow together. So I transferred this piece closer to this piece. Now what you see is two monokaryons colliding. And then up here where you see that rhizomorphic growth forming, that means that it's clamped. And now it's producing dikaryon. So now I have a culture, brand new strain. But that's what you're going to look for when you're breeding. You're going to look for that new sector. You guys see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking about doing after the grow along. For anybody interested, go through some like more advanced breeding stuff. If you guys are interested.
Right?
Yes, yes, definitely.
Okay.
Oh yeah, man, for sure.
Hell yeah. I don't know. I've never done a ghetto cross. I'm thinking about trying it.
Not hard to do. It's hard to figure out what you got afterwards.
Yeah, yeah. If I was
That's the
gonna do
big.
one, I would do like polar opposite strains. You know?
That's what you got to do. I always do an albino and a pigmented. That way I know
You just get
if
it.
it's just, and they have to be different. Like one is short, one is tall.
Yeah. Also, you want to use something really stable.
Yeah, that too. You want to know the strain and have grown it out multiple times and know what their pins look like and all that shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been running through a lot of. Dude, I've done probably 20 crosses in the last 6 months using de-dicaryotization. Um, without the peptone to suspend the monos.
Hmm.
So I let four monos clamp together randomly, and that gives you 6 possible outcomes. Have I told you that before? Did I explain that to you yet, John? I think we
Yeah,
had the
we
conversation.
talked about it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a trip. Every time there's a cross, and it's never the parent. It's weird how it works. And each transfer,
Hmm.
even if you take a big piece on each plate, it's gonna be the same phenotype throughout the whole plate every time. It's fucking weird.
That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Like fungus is weird, dude. It knows something we don't. You know.
I just put my first transfers on
It,
my first DDOT cariotation. You know, the one I did, let's see, Thrasher Bomber with AX, albino yak squat. I just did that one and a couple others. I just did the transfers off of that one. That's the only one that's grown out enough, that sectored enough to where I can say, okay, this one's different. This one's different.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's really easy if you stare at mycelium for long enough, you'll start to understand it. I swear, I'm gone blind, dude. Like my eyes are fucked from like staring so long, trying to see certain things, for so long. It's my eyes are going to shit.
I've already had cataract surgery, and I'm only 44.
That's not
Yeah.
good. Hey guys, I'm work calling. I'm gonna go deliver a few orders. Y'all have a good night, fellas.
Take it easy.
Later, mate.
Yeah. Peace out,
Hey,
dude.
Jason.
Later, guys.
Um, are you getting your grow going now, John, or what?
me?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
got
bro.
pressure cookers in the back.
You what?
You got pressure cookers. I saw.
Yeah, of course.
You been cooking then? Hell yeah. New place is good.
Uh, yeah, I was just making some grain today.
Nice. So that means I got to send you those cultures I promised I would.
Yeah, I'll get them to grain.
Cool.
I
Yeah.
have a lot of stuff I have to work into grain from other people,
Yeah.
but
I just don't want to give you some because I know you're busy. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's like to just like dump a bunch here, grow my shit. It's like I get it because I'm the same way. I'm like, yeah, sure. Just forget about it. You know what I mean? I'd rather somebody give it to me at a time when I can really focus on it, and don't have other plans.
I know
It's honestly, it's hard to say no to people though.
it is. And then I have like all these cultures from people just sitting, fruiting in the cups and stuff. And I'm like, God damn.
Yeah. Wesley's
But
back. Hell yeah. To get your transfer done, Wes?
Yeah, I did, man. I'm knocking out some other transfers while I have time in the lab too. In a minute, dude.
Hell yeah.
See, I guess when we did these transfers last week, I wasn't paying attention. I put them all really far apart so that none of them are growing together yet.
Yeah, that's fine. Just let them grow. Let them
This
grow,
other
buddy.
one, though,
They'll
that
be
I
big.
didn't transfer from, it's looking really clean. I don't know if you can see
Dude,
it.
Those are some clean transfers. I would be something like that looks like that. I'd feel confident throwing it to grain, hunting from there. No problem, to be
Yeah,
honest.
that's the only plate I've seen where I transferred and the whole thing looks like uniform. It's all the same. It's
That's
pretty.
because you took from the outer edge like that, bro. You know what I mean?
I know
That
I've
makes a
done
big
some
deal.
transfer that blow up like this, get real fluffy. And I know it's like, what is it, tomatos or what do they call it?
Toast, yeah. It could just be that that plate has more nutrients than should be on it, which I guess I'd blame me for that because I poured the plates probably. But I was fucking pouring so many plates for so many days. There was like, dude, there's like 50 people who signed up for this grow along. And I think that most of them just signed up because they got the 2 kits. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For $100.
Yeah, that was a good deal.
Yeah, it's a good deal.
Hey, do any have like an issue with too much moisture in the plate?
What's that?
Too much moisture in the plate?
There is?
No, I'm not saying there is. I've had it before. I'm wondering if that's a problem, how to
Oh,
mitigate that.
no, it shouldn't be a problem. Really, you could have a plate that has no condensation, and then the moment that you change the temperature that it's in, like if you all of a sudden put it in a colder room, it's just like being in a car, right? Where the outside is colder than the inside, and then you're going to get that condensation. Condensation on your plate, I feel like, is inevitable. People trip on it way too hard. It's something I don't even think about. Um, it'll go away eventually, and
You
it'll
just
come
flip it
back
upside
again.
down.
Obviously, you don't want to pour your plates when they're 200 degrees, and steaming.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's if your plate's sterile and it's sealed, any moisture in there isn't going to cause contamination. Your technique will cause contamination.
Yeah.
A lot of people think, oh, there's moisture in there, it's going to contaminate. Well, no, if you get a contaminant on that moisture, you know, anything falls in here, whether it's wet or dry, regardless, it's going to fuck it up.
Now I'm excited for these ones to grow together and try to find the
Yeah,
new sector to transfer.
it might just be them on. Some of the gills that I swabbed for this didn't have a lot of spores, so you might not have to do that much work.
Yeah, because I mean, the 5 that I put in here, they're all looking pretty identical and uniform. It'll be interesting to see what happens if it just grows smoothly together, or if I'm gonna have new sectors popping.
Yeah, those all look really good to me, honestly. Carmen just got here. What's up, Carmen?
All right, guys, I gotta go pick up my little kid from jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I actually got to take off tonight too.
Me too. I think that we're done. I think we did good.
All right, peace out, fam. Much love.
Much
Hey,
love,
later,
dude.
guys.
Y'all have a good night.
Yeah, thanks.
Talk to y'all soon.
All right. See you guys later.
Peace out. Thanks, Tony. Appreciate you, man. We'll catch
brother.
up soon.